What's going on YouTube? Joe Miner 3131 alongside JS Miner 87 on the DFS Quarry channel here on YouTube. Gonna break down the Saturday, December 1st, 2018 main slate. 10 games we're gonna look at, and we're gonna do it for real this time without some bullshit idiot mistake I made. I clicked the wrong button, started some crazy chaos. Wow. My fault. Totally on me. It is what it is. If you got a problem with it, you know what I mean? Take it up with my boss. Um, with that being said, Jared, how you doing tonight? Slate look good for you yet? I'm pretty much toast all the way around, man. I got my ass crushed.
Yeah, I mean, the one lineup I set, hovering at 41 there and leading in the one contest, and the other lineup, it's all in or bust, I guess, because it's trailing near the back. But you know what I say, take the chance, create two separate lineups, try not to even play the same teams. That's what I've kind of been trying to do, and just test that strategy and seeing if it's working out. But certainly hit some great picks, and kudos to you. Just to give Habs here that just joined the chat a little insight there. I had asked you right before. I was like, I need a one-off. I have a lot of cash for the one-off, enough to get me Jeff Skinner or Landeskog. I had Landeskog. You're like, that's a tough call, but choose Skinner. Boom, bring Skinner in. I was like sold on him and gets a goal tonight. So. We're hitting picks sometimes there, and like you said, it was the other night. Some they hit and we don't play.
Well, when you asked me that question, the first thing that popped into my mind, right? Earlier this week, I being in the truck all the time, I was listening to Sirius XM, the NHL channel, right? And they actually gave an exact stat about that. Okay, almost the same situation because they were talking about Skinner getting paid. You know what I mean? They're about to go into contract man's about to get paid. But nonetheless, he scores 38% of Buffalo's points, right? So my instant thing was this. Had you said to me Skinner or McKinnon, I would have said McKinnon. Had you said Skinner or Rantanen, I would have said Rantanen. But since you said Skinner and Landeskog, it was instantly Skinner for me. I mean, instantly. Like, it was no hesitation. But with that being said, everyone, if you like the video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share us out there. We're still, 100 subscribers. That's what we're after. As soon as we hit 100 subs, we're going to have a contest, give away a free NHL hat of your choice. So, share us, do all that fun stuff. Quick mention of the league today. Wow. I mean, somebody either did some work inviting some people, or I don't know what the hell happened, but man, we went from like, I don't know, something like 28 members in the league or some shit like that today to 84. It ended up being crazy. Like, I was texting back and forth with Jared about it. I mean, I'm driving up out of Delaware, you know what I mean? And it's just like clicking, like the clock's clicking, you know what I mean? Every mile that clicks, it's a new sub or a new member. That was awesome. We filled some contests today. That was the first time we filled a bunch of them. Props to Cole for throwing out some contests there. Getting everything going. Something a little different. The showdown slate, that was all right. I got crushed in that. Way to go, Cole, taking my money. And what else did he do? Oh, the tiers. I didn't get into tiers. I seen the tiers pop up, right? By the time I opened it up, that the tiers filled fast, I must say, man. It didn't take long to get the 30 people into that easily. So that was all good. That was cool. Enough bullshit. Let's jump right into it. We got a big slate. 10 games. We got some plays, obviously. Don't know how many people are going to jump on, and I don't know how many people are going to play the slate. Just because what we're looking at, it's Saturday. People take the weekends off, maybe not play as much. Sunday, we noticed, people really don't play too much on Sundays. Everybody's involved in the football deal. So it is what it is. So let's jump into it. First game up on the slate is the Detroit Red Wings heading into Boston to take on the Bruins. The Bruins are a -185 home favorite, 5.5 over under in this game, and looks like we're going to see Jimmy Howard and Tuukka Rask, and I believe Rask is already confirmed. What do you like here?
Well, we're looking at the stats, which I think these are from the other night. I didn't get to update it since then, but some things that probably haven't changed much is Detroit, hovering next to last, even at home on the penalty kill. Actually only killing off 69% of their penalties. So let's go take a look. And we got Boston here. Not scoring a lot, but they do have the 10th best power play. Getting around 3 chances a game, or 3 chances on the power play a game here. So a couple other stats looking at that I've been trying to analyze here, and I'm going to try to keep a little try a VLOOKUP thing here or a pivot table with me once I get it all finalized and get all teams. But I can tell you this, looking at Detroit's breakdown here, what pops off to me is they've given up the most goals they've given up has been the first lines at 7. And then they've given up 3 goals to defensemen. And I've only went back 5 games. I'm going to keep an active tally moving forward from 5 games ago till the end of the season. I'm going to keep an active tally across the board and see what that does for me and see if there's value to it. And then certainly next year I can work on keeping this up to date from square one, which is what I've always wanted to do. But that's interesting to put me in play with that Boston first line and a Boston defense could be in play, and we'll go through that. When you look at the Boston's goals against differential, 6 goals against the second line. So the second line against Boston seems to be the line that's scoring. So let's look at this, though. So Boston, as you see, you got Marchand, Colby Cave is what I'm seeing, and David Pastrnak. Boy, are they Pasternak's expensive, but I'll tell you what, run Marchand and Pastrnak just for shots alone. Look at these guys, 40 shots in the past 5 games for these guys, and that's a great floor right there alone. You got what is the average of 4 shots each for these players, so you're going to get 8 shots between the 2 guys, looking at 4 points minimum right there. They have been getting a little more production. Maybe they found, if we go back and look, I think I did say a few videos ago that Krejci, I did not like him on that first line. And now they brought in Colby Cave. Now, I'm not going to be honest, I haven't followed Boston's line switches a lot. I see that Joakim Nordstrom's down on this 3rd line now. Nebraska is right back where I like him in that 2nd slot. So for me, it's Marchand, it's Pastrnak. If you wanted to take a shot on DeBrusk for that power play stack, I don't know if that's a cash game play, but it's at least a look at a GPP stack here, because to tell you the truth, although Boston is Boston is home. What am I thinking here? Boston's home. So that definitely stacks me on the Boston side. The only thing I was even on the Boston side thinking they were away, but I like Boston here. Now you look here, and let's go look, because this could be a game stack. The price of the Boston players you need makes it hard to be a game stack here. But if I'm looking and I see that the second line's where Boston's given the most trouble here, you would think it's Nyquist and it's Athanasiou. Sorry there. I don't know. Athanasiou is probably the only guy I can see playing for Detroit in particular for me. Just analyzing the stats I did. I have no interest here, 3rd and 4th line for Boston. I remember I was saying Boston, there's some goal potential on this Defensive side for Boston, I'm heading back. Torrey Krug, 5,400, because he's getting me that power play time. So it's going to be an expensive Boston night to play them, but I think they deserve a look in the GPP format. They might be a little bit too risky of a play, I think, in a cash game. I think we're going to see better cash games. And Rask at 8,300, I think we're going to see better goalies, but this is a first look with us, so we're going to have to see price tags along the way. And what is it? Starting goalie, Jimmy Howard. Jimmy Howard's played better, 2-0-1 the past, but I think that he's going to have some trouble tomorrow against this Boston team. So takeaway is I'm on the Boston side and not going to play much Detroit.
Yeah, you pretty much explained it. I'm not even going to dive into it. As far as Detroit goes, for me, real quickly, just name them off: Dylan Larkin or Anthony Manta, Nyquist with Athanasiou. That'd be it. I like Mike Green actually is a one-off. I think is more interesting than anything else. At 4,900. But that's just the way I'm looking at it. I don't want no Jimmy Howard. I think he's going to get traded, actually. But we'll wait and see on that. But like I said, just them 4 forwards, that'd be it for me. Boston side, it's where I'd lean. I don't think I'm going to play this game, though. If I were going to play this game, it'd be Boston for me. Tuukka Rask, I do think, is in play here. I think he'll see 27 to 30 shots, maybe 32 shots possibly. And I really don't see him giving up more than 1 or 2 of those. So I think you could take a shot at him in a cash game for certain. Marchand and Pasternak are banging plays. Expensive. Pasternak is so expensive, 7,600. Wow. Yeah. Whatever. Marchand and Pasternak are still in play. Krejci, man, I think he's the one that got his tooth knocked out the other night, right? Flew out on the skate, and one of the other cats from whoever, former teammate or something, picked it up, took it over to the bench. He should still be in there. So Krejci, DeBrusque, maybe. Donato scored the winning goal in the shootout against the Islanders. I think it was him. I thought it was Donato. I think I'm pretty much certain Ryan Donato is who scored that goal. Nonetheless, whatever. The top 2 lines, run the pairing off there. Defensively, with Torrey Krug, I paired Torrey Krug up, man. If you could run that 3-man stack of Krug, Marchand, and Pasternak, if you can fit that in, that's how I'd play this. And I do like some Rask here. Pretty much it from this game for me. Move on to the next game. We got the New York Rangers heading into Montreal to take on the Montreal Canadiens. We're a minus 145 home favorite. 5.5 over under in this one. It is Georgiev in the net for Rangers, and probably Carey Price in the net for the Montreal Canadiens. What do you like here?
I tell you, I was actually going to play some Montreal, but I swear you just said Georgiev. And I swear every time I go to stack against this cat, he comes out and has a good game. So that might make me a little leery to go heavy on Montreal. As we know, I think, yeah, man, look at Georgiev. He's 1-1, 2.02, 0.929, and a shutout in his past 5. But looking at this, we have, I don't think it even does. Okay, yeah, Canadians are home. So Canadians on home ice looks like they're, 6-5 hovering there. They do give up 3.5. They draw a lot of get a lot of power play chances, just don't convert a lot of them. Actually, they're only converting 13% of power plays at home. This is as of, I think, 2 days ago, I was telling you. You look on the road here. On the road, Rangers are pretty ugly, 3-6-2, giving up 4.2 goals. Actually, one of the next to last penalty kill on the road, it looks like. So, they've given up 11 power play goals and 35 shorthanded chances. So, and I looked at the goal breakdown here, and it looks like Montreal likes to just give the first 2 lines a lot of trouble. So we got 14 goals out of the 18 that I've counted over the past 5 have been the first 2 lines. Rangers, same story. They've given up 7 to first line, 4 to second line, and then 3 to fourth liners. So your goals are gonna come from the top 2 lines here, in particular. So let's examine now. Looking at this, I'd have no problem playing Chris Kreider with 20 shots here, guys. I'm okay to do that. They moved down Cheidel to the second line. I don't even understand why. He was scoring there for a few consecutive games. Moved him down with Kevin Hayes. I liked taking a look at Kreider even as a one-off with 20 shots. So he's definitely in play for me. Zibanejad, I'm probably not going to take a chance at him at 6,700, a little bit too high cost. I might go to Kevin Hayes and Philip Cheidel pairing on that second line as a potential play. I wouldn't do the 3-stack. Make sure I'm saying. Yeah. Hayes and Cheidel could be a good play because they're actually on the first power play unit, supposedly, just if you get that chance. But I'm not heavy on this game on the Rangers side. I'm not even that heavy on playing Montreal much. Montreal here, I could see running. I'd have no issues running Tatar, Denault, Gallagher, whole first line stack in this game. So the price puts it there as a possibility. And you go down, they're definitely on the power play. You got Gallagher on line 1, and then you have Tatar there on line 2. And yeah, looks like they're keeping Deneau off the power play, but even Deneau's still getting somehow they have him time on ice at 18 minutes, but yet he's not on the power play. But I'm okay to run all 3 of those guys in a stack. Drew and Domi, obviously these guys have had good success here, but like I said, I'm still leaning on this first line of Montreal a little bit more in the game tomorrow. Defensively here, at least points-wise, the Rangers haven't given up goals to defensemen. Montreal's given up 2. But it is the return of Shea Weber, but they put him on. Wow. Shea Weber, I think, is in play here, guys, at 5,000. He just got back, if I recall, Tuesday. And he already has an assist, 8 shots, and 9 blocks. He couldn't have been played in like 2 games. Most. So I'm liking Shea Weber here, guys. I don't want any of Petrie. Don't want any of Riley or Ben. No Kulak. Yeah, defensively, I'm only looking there. And Carey Price, in his last 5, you're looking, he's 0-3-1, 3.77. He's not in play. And you look at defensively here, Pionk's cooled down a little bit, 5,100. I still think he gets a look tomorrow if you wanted to dive into him as a little bit of an option. You also can look at Kevin Shattenkirk, 3,800. He does have 2 assists, 10 shots, 7 blocks over the last 5 games as well. DeMello, I've played him a couple times at 4,200, but he's gotten me nowhere. So I'm off the DeMello wagon. And looking down here, if it's going to be Georgiev at 7,500, if depending the way you game script this game, he deserves a look. But like I said, not big on the game at all.
I'll do something a little different. I will actually throw a game script for you. Here's my game script for everybody out here for this game. What's the over-under in this game? Over-under in this game is 5.5. I see it going over, not by much. Give me Montreal 4-2. I like a 4-man stack off of Montreal tomorrow. I like Domi, Gallagher, Jonathan Drouin, and Shea Weber, and I want to play them all together. Those 4 on the same line on DK. That's exactly how I want to do it. Domi, Gallagher, Drouin, and Weber. Not necessarily wanting Carey Price. Not going to roll him out. Georgiev is no. And I don't want no Rangers. I played the Rangers the last time out, and the Bastards got shut out. I'm pretty certain. No, they didn't get shut out. That was the Islanders, huh?
But yeah. Well, I mean, the Rangers did get shut out at least the other night.
Who'd they play?
The one night they got shut out by the Islanders.
Right? Didn't they get shut out by Ottawa?
Oh yeah, 3-0 the other night. Yeah, we were
the Rangers. Dude, come on, man. Ottawa's giving up goals. Listen, Ottawa is like, there's no filter for Ottawa. I mean, this is a straight hole right into the net when you play Ottawa, right? There's nothing, no skaters to go around, and it's you, the ice, and the net. That's how many goals that Ottawa give up, right? No Rangers, man. It's all Montreal. Give me Domi, Gallagher, Drouin, and Shea Weber. Carey Price is in play. That's all I got in this game, man. I'm off the Rangers again, big time. Next game up on the slate, Winnipeg Jets heading into New Jersey to take on the we almost made a comeback New Jersey Devils. Winnipeg is a -130 visiting favorite. Over under of 6 in this game, and I seen Hellebuck and Corey Schneider. What do you like here?
Well, here's some interesting stats here to go with this game, and these are very, very pertinent stats when it comes to this game. The Devils suck anywhere they don't play at New Jersey. So they are at New Jersey tonight. Or tomorrow. You got Corey Schneider for the win. That being said, this is going to be a high-scoring game. This will be a high-scoring game. Winnipeg, when you look at them, they've given up 23 goals, looks like, in the past, 5 games. So they're almost becoming the Ottawa Senators up there in Canada. Maybe it's they legalized recreational marijuana up there. The goalies are all just up there joking away at it, leaving the goals go in. I don't know what it is, but let's be honest here. Winnipeg, and listen to these, though. They give it up everywhere. You got 7 goals against first-line guys, 6 goals against a third-line guy, and 7 goals against a fourth-line guy on Winnipeg. So, who can score for the Devils? You gotta throw these. You got to look here. Taylor Hall, 7,300. Nico Hischier, even at 4,600. These guys are value, especially returning home. These guys need a win bad. I don't know what their record is in the past 5, but I do know they're getting destroyed as of late, and they need to stop the bleeding. And I think it's going to come tomorrow against a team that, without Line A scoring goals like it's practiced out there, they probably lose them. Let's see. Palmieri, I don't like on the second line. Like I said, second line they don't do as bad. So Taylor Hall, he sure's okay. Boyle at the fourth line. We've seen him be capable of multi-goal games. Boyle could be in play. Coleman is probably getting power play time, which is why his price is still so. No, Coleman's not even on the power play. Basically, DraftKings is telling you don't play Blake Coleman with 5,100 price tag. I don't know what he did to DraftKings. He must owe money because no one going to take ownership in that guy. But yeah, Boyle, he's okay. Miles Wood on that fourth line. These are like sneaky plays at the end against a team like Winnipeg just letting goals in. Defensively here, you got some pairs. I played Severson. I play him today. I think I played Severson today. He got me like 2.5 or 4.5 points or something. Severson, once again, is in play. I'm pretty sure he got me an assist, maybe even 2. I'd go back to the well here with Severson. Vatanen, I think Vatanen is a potential play as well. He's on that second power play as well. Let's check Winnipeg on the road. Winnipeg on the road, they're 25th in the league. They're 5-5 on the road. They're 9th in the penalty kill, but they do give up the second most penalties per game they take. So that's going to put this power play in action here for the New Jersey Devils, who are on home ice. Where are they at? Right there. On home ice, they're 16th in the league, converting 21%. So, and New Jersey's power play or penalty kill is 3rd in the league at home ice here. So, I'm really more towards the New Jersey side here, guys. I think Vatanen's in play on that power play. Corey Schneider needs a good game. I think he's going to have it. He's in play. These are sneaky plays. This might even be your GPP play. If you wanted, man, and this is a complete if, stack that Miles Wood, even Boyle, perhaps hope that these guys continue the fourth line depth scoring against Winnipeg and play line 8,100, but dude, he's been an animal out there. Line is in play, guys, and I don't know how much further you want to go on this team. I mean, yeah, it's easy to say that you can take a chance on Ehlers, you can take a chance on Scheifele. Wheeler at 7,400, I don't think he deserves that price tag. Why Skinner can get a 6,200 price tag? I guess it was only a 5-game slate, but I don't understand 6,300 for like Landeskog and then the Skinner and somehow Wheeler's 7,400. I understand he's got 7 assists in the past 5, but I think he's overpriced. Yeah, I think you could go Line with Little, Line with Connor, and pair that line together. Defensively here, you have Trouba definitely getting some action. 5,000, 3 points in the last 5 games. Those price tags, I'm not really on the Winnipeg defense. And certainly you go down Hellebuck's at 7,300, but boy, he's been struggling. He was our go-to guy for Boulder Awards earlier on in the year, but he's 1-2 with a 4.74, 0.861 save percentage over the last 5. The man's struggling, and I don't know if it's because the defense is letting him out to dry when Line puts his team up 3-0 early on. They just want to make it a game or what, but he is not in play. And, yeah, this is a watch-out game, honestly, with New Jersey returning to that whatever they call the rink now. I think they got a new sponsor that changed the name. It used to be Continental Airlines, I think, Arena before, but I think that's long but since passed.
I don't like this game at all. I think it could be a trap game. I could see people wanting to play Winnipeg here because I think people are going to want to play Winnipeg here just because of what happened today with Washington and New Jersey. And, these guys have been pretty, like, individually wise hot. Line A's been hot individually. what you call it, Ehlers just the other night had a hat trick. So I really want to play Winnipeg here. I do. Do I? I do want to play Winnipeg here, but I just don't think I can. Like, line A is 8,100. Like, we're talking Connor McDavid type pricing here on line A now. Up there with Ovechkin pricing and McKinnon kind of pricing. I mean, I don't know if I could do all that. Yeah, he's scoring, he's hot, but no assists, right? So he either scores or he doesn't score. I don't think you need to go there, but line A, he's just 8,100. I think that's too much. I'd rather go elsewhere, but pull them off top two lines here. That's where you're going to get your points from. So I guess Kyle Connor, Brian Little, Ehlers, Scheifele, Wheeler, they're all fine. Bufflin's still out, so these other guys are going to have to play some minutes. Niku, he just got called back up, 2,500. Maybe just as a shot in the dark. But the guys are really going to see the bulk of the work is going to be Morrissey and Trouba. Maybe a little bit to Tyler Myers too at 2,900, but it'll be Morrissey and Trouba for the most part. New Jersey, just to quickly talk about them, I hate playing New Jersey. I don't know why. I have nothing against the team. I'm actually a Taylor Hall fan. Maybe I'm just not I don't know. Whatever. I just don't play them a lot. They're a boring team. They're not interesting. They never score a ton of goals, to make the whole team, fantasy worthy. But Taylor Hall and Hugh Shear are fine. Jesper Bratt is cheap. Palmieri, no. Zaka's cheap. Johansson's cheap. Yeah. No. I think you stick with Taylor Hall, Nico Hischier, and Jesper Bratt from Jersey. I think that's all I'd want out of the forwards. Severson, I see is shooting the puck a lot. Andy Green is blocking the puck a lot. It'd be those two defensively, Andy Green or Severson. I don't want no part of Corey Schneider. And I don't want any part of Hellebuck. This game is, man, I see this game have boring written all over it for me. So I'm not really that interested. If anybody blows up and blows this game out of the water and destroys a slate, totally breaks the slate into many pieces, it's going to be the Winnipeg side, not New Jersey. If Jersey wins this game, they're going to win it in a 3-2 fashion. I can't see Jersey winning this game 5-1, 5-2, or anything like that. I just don't see it like that. Even in a high-scoring contest today against the Caps, they only scored 3 goals. So I'm not on Jersey, man. I got to disagree with you. I'm sure the people watching the show really are disappointed that we disagree so often. But nonetheless, I just can't agree with you on Jersey. Next game up on the slate, I'm one-sided on this one too. Columbus Blue Jackets heading into New York to take on the New York Islanders. I'm not sure if this one's going to be in Brooklyn. I think they're out in Nassau County, but they could be in Brooklyn. Columbus is a visiting -125 favorite. Over under 6 in this game. What do you got here?
All right. Well, I was about to say in the video there for Myron, Backlund with a goal because I knew he had asked for it, and he delivered. So ask and you shall receive, Myron. So I'm going to take that strategy for tomorrow. Well, Columbus, man, it gives up goals for first line big time. The same with the Islanders, first line scoring. Columbus does give up a little bit more to defensemen with 3 defenseman goals here. But actually, Columbus is the 5th best road team in the league point-wise. They're 8-4-1 on the road, which is actually a pretty good surprise to see. They're certainly drawing a lot of penalties. We're at 3.5. Looking at home, you got this Islanders team kind of cooled off. They're 19th at home. The stat that I see is they've taken 3.5 penalties a game, and they're 25th in the league in penalty kill here. So, that being said, I think I'm going to the well here and going to look at this power play unit for Columbus, and I want to try to get a piece of that. Interesting that they got Panarin now on the 2nd power play unit away from Atkinson. That being said, I might just do Atkinson and Dubois pair, and then the 3rd combo would be Seth Jones. That would probably be my play tomorrow, and I think that's a high point play. If we did our diamond stack in terms of like breaking down into a first line power play unit, I think this line goes off if you run Atkinson, Jones, and Dubois on that stack pair on the first power play unit. Even if they don't score on the power play, Seth Jones is usually involved in scoring, or he's involved in shots. Great production. Look at this, 26 minutes of ice time. Atkinson shoots a lot, 20 minutes of ice time. Dubois just gets points everywhere. 7 points in the past 5 games, 20 minutes of ice time. I think those are respectable numbers. Do I have an issue with playing the bread man? No. I mean, I don't have an issue, but I wouldn't throw him in that combo stack. I just don't think it works out as good tomorrow. As I already said, Seth Jones defensively, I got no interest, I don't think, in any other defenseman here. Scott Harrington did have a point the other night. Who did he? Was it? It might have. He did score against the Pens, so that's his 1 goal. Go figure. The Penguins there. And I didn't want to say it. I wanted Raiders to congratulate me first. It looks like JS Minor 87 will get his first victory in the DFS Quarry fan club tournament. It felt good, guys. And it's fun when it actually filled up. I can make fun of Yinzer on hockey because he says how great I win when it doesn't fill. So I'll take the more money and I'll nag him. He didn't even get in the contest, so he'll probably reply back with, you wouldn't have won if I was in the contest. So then I'll have to laugh at him. But let's go to this Islanders side here. This Islanders side, they need these top 2 lines to start scoring again. This is why they took kind of a step back over the year, or over the past few games here, is Barzal's back down to 5,300. Beauvillier was scoring like crazy. He's at 4,200. For them guys to win tomorrow and win big, they need this first line to come through. The other night it was Anders Lee. Anders Lee has been their most productive at 16 shots, 4 points. I get it. But you don't want that, because if you put him in, you're saying the Islanders are going to lose. If you want this Islanders team to win, you got to play Barzal, and I think it's Beauvillier at 4,200. Barzal, I definitely don't have an issue in playing. Eberle at 3,800 is a great value play. They still have him with they got him on the first power play unit away from Barzal. Well, no wonder there. Why would they not put Barzal on the first unit with Eberle and Bailey and Lee? Man, they're just trying anything to get on the winning ways here. But Eberle at 3,800, he's a sneaky play and a nice little cost savings with great ice time. I think he's a play if you need some monies. Boychuk. And this is where you were saying earlier about who lost his teeth. It was Johnny Boychuk that picked it up and handed it back to him. Yeah, it was a good article read to see that too. And ever since you brought up and I think it was when you were doing a solo show, if I recall correctly, I heard you mention his name and said that he shoots all day, every day. And ever since that, I've said that's my go-to guy. And look at it now; they're raising his price. I don't think he was 4,000 before, but you know what? I'll still take it. That's a great floor. 17 shots, 8 blocks over the past 5 games. I'll take that. And yeah, it's hard to get on this Islanders side. I'm really on the Columbus side of things here, but I think you almost need to pair. I wouldn't mind doing a game stack here in a GPP play because I think this is going to be a 7-8 goal thing. 7 or 8 goal game. They're calling for it to be a 6. I'm saying it's over under. I'm going over 6 goals tomorrow. I think Barzal and Beauvillier, even a pair, wouldn't be a bad play. Eberle for savings. If you want to do Barzal, Eberle for the savings, and then do that 3-pack of the Columbus stack I just told you, I think it's going to be a nice lineup tomorrow.
Well, honestly, just to give you a quick idea of what I'm looking at here tomorrow, I'm looking at this slate, right? 10 games, and I'm saying I need a team that I want to stack up, right? It's going to score 6 goals. It's kind of what I'm looking at here. Do I see the Islanders scoring 6 goals? No. No, I don't. Do I see Columbus? Yes. Yes, I could definitely see Columbus just pounding the piss right out of the New York Islanders. And, man, do I think that I'm really hoping that Columbus goes in here and just stomps the living shit right out of the New York Islanders because I'm playing me some Columbus, man. That's how this is going down. Give me some Breadman, Luc Dubois, Cam Atkinson. Yeah, buddy. Show me the way, my friend. And I'm not even joking about it. Like, I really think that Columbus is going to just pound these guys, man. I like Boone Jenner and Josh Anderson together. Loving that, man. Foligno gets time on the top power play unit also. Winberg off the third line, he's getting top power play time too. Defensively, Seth Jones all day, man. 6,100. It's a great price. Let's play him, and let's enjoy playing him. So yeah, come on, man. It's Columbus. It's Columbus, man. You got to play Columbus in this. Bobrovsky is certainly in play for me as well. I will jump over here, just take a quick glance, make sure I'm not making a mistake by not playing one of the 2 New York teams. I don't believe I am, because the Rangers suck, and so do the Islanders, quite frankly. I understand they're still in the playoff hunt right now, but let's not get it twisted. We're 25, well, we're about 28 to 29% of the season right now. So, no. You don't have to play an Islander here. If you want to play some Islanders, go right ahead. I will not be joining you. Johnny Boychuk at 4K is cheap. He shoots a ton. Eventually, one of those shots are going to go in unless he is literally shooting at the logo all day, every day. I don't believe he's doing it. He's a professional hockey player. He's trying to score goals. But, man, I just don't think that the Islanders are trying to win games. So give me Columbus in this one. And a heavy dose of the Columbus Blue Jackets in this one too, man. I do. Looking at it so far, it's my favorite team on the slate. Slight second behind them is Montreal. Next game up on the slate, we got the Philadelphia Flyers, the whatever you want to call it of a mess Philadelphia Flyers, heading into Pittsburgh to take on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Looks like we're going to have Stellars in the net for Philadelphia and the Smith in the net for Pittsburgh, which means that, show me some Pittsburgh love here. What do you like here?
Wow. Let's just start off with the easy thing. You got Stellars in that. It's so funny if you go to the daily face-off and go to goalies. Philly's got one goalie on there. So, yeah, it must be Steelers. He's 0-1 with a .898, so you are right. And where do you go? Anytime you see Pittsburgh playing the Flyers, you automatically put in Sidney Crosby, guys. He's got, at least as of April, there was an article because I wanted to look it up just now because I know he's insane against the Flyers. And even an article in April 16th of this year, he had 43 points in 30 regular season games, guys. The guy just scores and scores all day, and Flyers fans legit hate this guy. And you can obviously see why. He even has 15 playoff points against them. And, yeah, I'm pretty sure if a little child living in Philly and is a big hockey fan, he had a nightmare if he hears Sidney Crosby's name. So pair me up with Crosby and Gensel, right back to the well, 7,700 and 5,600. The Penguins' power play needs to get kicking on home ice. Terrible on home ice for some odd reason. I think they're 5 for 35 on home ice when I just now looked. We need them. Yeah, they got 12 power play goals on the road, and then they got 5 at home. 5 for 35. I love Crosby for sure. Play Crosby. Looks like this first power play unit is back to its normal self here. Yeah, look, I like the looks of this. Looks like they're running Gensel, Crosby, Kessel, and then Letang, Malkin on this power play unit. I like that stat a lot. 6,500 for Letang is pricey. See goals here, Philly. Yeah, I'm okay to run Crosby, Gensel, and I wouldn't mind just pairing them with Kessel there tomorrow. That 3-stack combo, first line power play, great option for points. And listen, this is another one of these stacks that I'm going to play. Tomorrow is definitely a 3-lineup play for me. I think it's going to be necessary to kind of spread my money out. Looks like, what do we got, Joe? DeSmith in that, I think it is. Yeah, looks like DeSmith's going to be in that. DeSmith in net at 7,800. He's in play, boys and girls. You look at Philly. There's got to be goals coming from somewhere here. They've been much better, at least. I don't know. I mean, maybe you go back to Konechny at just 5,200 if you wanted to just one off him. He's having great production. So you could see playing Konechny just as that one person for the Flyers and not have any issues elsewhere. Yeah, there's value in Couturier and Giroux, and they're definitely going to be plays on other nights, not tomorrow, in my opinion. I think you stick with Konechny at 5,200. Great production there for 5,200, worth a look. Defensively, the Penguins have given up 3 goals and defensively from defensemen, and 2 of them were the other night against Colorado with Girard and Eric Johnson. No, I'm not on any defense, guys. Yeah, Philly, I just like one person and one person only, and that there, Konechny. No Wade Simmons. Wade Simmons, I think, does do pretty well against the Penguins. I don't know if you'd have that stat, but I might take a look at Wade Simmons too at 4,800. But I think you're going to get better value at the 52 with Konechny. So even if you didn't play DeSmith and you wanted to do that 3-line stack, I'd have no issues running that Penguins 3-line stack right up against that one-person Konechny. Because, like Cole said, this could be a 5-4 game. It might be a 5-3 game, Penguins. Maybe it's 4-3 late, and then Pens get an empty netter, make it 5-3. Cole's definitely right there. And but a very, very point potential game tomorrow.
I like the Pens side better, but I think you got to look at Philly too. I don't want any goalie here. Claude Giroux, Couturier, and Konechny off that top line from Philly is fine. JVR paired up with Simmons on that second line would be okay, I think. You could take a shot on Nolan Patrick in there as that 3-man line stack too, just because he is shooting. I wouldn't go below that at all. Voracek is down on the 3rd line, so I wouldn't worry about that. It's top 6 for me from Philly. Defensively, I don't think any of them are doing anything to write home about or brag about. So, you don't need no defense from here, I don't think. Just to fill in a stack maybe or something like that, I wouldn't mind. But it's top 6 forwards from Philly. Pittsburgh's giving up the goals. Let's not act like they're playing out of their minds, because they're not. Philly, I understand, is in a bad situation, but you know what I mean. They're still professionals. They can score goals, right? Pittsburgh side of this, I've had some luck recently with picking Dominic Simone right. Not that it's fell proof or anything like that, but I do. Dominic Simone for me tomorrow is not in play. I do like Crosby with Gensel. I do like Malkin and Kessel together. I like what Tanner Pearson's doing. Just not enough of it yet, I don't think. So it's those 4 for me. Forward wise, Malkin, Kessel, Gensel, Crosby. Letang, it's man, Letang's 6,500, but he's worth it defensively. He's involved in everything. Looks like that would be it from Pittsburgh for me. It's really a pairing or a line stack, 3-man stack, 4-man stack, however you want to do it off the top power play unit, just to condense it all for you. I think that's what this is going to be, man, for me. And I don't want no Smith. Really, you know what, man? If you guys want to take a look at this and dive into it, see if you can make the numbers fit. I think you need to think about game stack in this game. You know what I mean? Couple from both sides, same lineup, see how it works out for you. Next game up on the slate, we got the Tampa Bay Lightning heading into Florida to take on the Florida Panthers. Big winners over Buffalo today. Tampa Bay is visiting -140 favorite. We have a 6.5 over/under in this game. It looks like it's going to be Domingue and Hutchinson in the net for Florida. This won't take long for me either. What do you like here?
Well, interesting if Tampa Bay keeps this line. First line looks like they brought up Matthew Joseph from the 3rd line and bumped down JT Miller from the 1st line. But it's seriously keeping in touch with the 2nd line. I don't care what stats say. Stats say Florida gives up more goals than the 1st liners, but it's the 2nd line. I swear I never get them right. So if I played like Kucherov point, Stamkos will have like 2 or 3 goals, and the guys I play like get 1 assist out of those 3 goals. That just seems to be the way I play them. This game will be, from the Tampa Bay side, it will be the heaviest zone. This is the chalk play of the night for sure. And I think it's seriously going back to point Kucherov. Do you want to play Johnson? Let's see. We got, who is it? It is the Panthers at home. 22nd on the road, Tampa Bay. Yeah, it's his power play too. So let's go down this power play unit. So play Kucherov, play Braden Point. I don't have an issue playing Victor Hedman tomorrow. You know what? It might be possible to do this whole 5-person stack like we done the other day on this first power play. Literally running. What does that cost? I'll have to look at the cost there, but Stamkos, Kucherov, Gord, Point, Hedman. So that could be the play, guys. Like I said, I'm going to do an addition here once Joe takes over the reins and analyzes this game. Girardi's interesting to see if he's going to actually play on this first defensive unit. They still have him there, but I did read he left the game and didn't return the other night. So I'll have to keep an eye out on that. Florida side here, like you said, we've seen the goals here again by the first line. I think until Trocheck really comes back, McCann's got some goals lately, and at 3,300, he could be a nice little look. Huberdeau at 5,600 is grabbing a lot of assists, but let's be honest here, guys. It's still this first line. I hit them pretty nicely again tonight with Hoffman, Barkov, and Dadonov. And listen, I think they deserve a look again tomorrow. Because you're right. You can see this Tampa Bay team snuffing them out and giving up like 1 goal to Florida tomorrow. But then you can see it the other way where Tampa doesn't even show up on a night here where they just take a short trip right up to Florida there, and they don't show up. So I think you can easily have a play here to play this first line of Florida and just keep playing it. If you don't, and at 6,500, Hoffman's even a fair price. These are all fair price guys on the first line. And they're producing. The beauty of it is they're all shooting. It's not like that Landeskog on the Colorado where they're all high price and Landeskog gets like 5 shots. So if he doesn't get a point, you're screwed with them. These guys all shoot. 22 shots for Hoffman, 14 for Barkov, 21 for Dadonov. I like that production. And against, like I said, it's a goalie where, let's see, because who's it going to be? Domingue, right? Yeah, he's still at 2.82 GAA over the past 5. Yeah, he's winning games, but I still think we get goals out of this Florida team. So if you wanted to do a Florida stack and just try to play Joseph maybe in that first line since he's cheap from the Tampa Bay side, maybe even Yanni Gord at 5,000 and do the stack and hope that maybe you get a bunch from everywhere, that could work too, guys. Yeah, actually, I'd like that. Gord, Joseph from Tampa side, first line of Florida. The price would work out, and you'd have a pretty solid line, and that'd be a nice game stack for me. Goalies, this is another one of those. I don't want any part of them.
I like the Tampa side here, but I'm not opposed to stacking up both sides of this. For me, I don't want the top line from Tampa at all. I want the second line. Give me Johnson, Braden Point, and Kucherov. I think you need to make a stand here, and that's where my stand's going to come from, certainly. Victor Hedman's in play also. McDonough went out the other day. Have to see how that works out. I like Hedman. I don't want no Domingue, though. But this is my stand because I think Tampa could be very popular here. Give me the second line. And off of Florida, I'm total agreements with you. I think the only line that you could possibly play from Florida would be the top line. Dadonov, Barkov, and Hoffman. I could see, one off in Huberdeau. That would be okay. Nothing really below that. Defensively, Michael Matheson at 3,900. I think he's in play. Ekblad at 4,500. In overtime, I know he was on the ice to start the overtime. So, Keith Yandel, 4,800. I think you could take a look at him too. That would be it for me there, though. It's a pretty interesting game. You should end up with some goals there. I just really think that I'm only going to play that second line from Tampa. I don't see me going anywhere else. Next game up on the slate, Toronto Maple Leafs heading into Minnesota to take on the Minnesota Wild. What do you like here? You're muted.
8-3 at home for the Wild. We're back. So So I think you have to think a little bit of Wild here. Let's see here. Wild at home, actually 8th in the league, 2.8. They're scoring. Wow, did they take a lot of penalties though? All right, so we got a little analysis there. On the road, Toronto's 9-3 at home. Okay, so we're gonna look here and analyze. I like playing Minnesota. I really do like playing Minnesota here, and I think you got another game stack option here. First, fourth line for Minnesota. You got some fourth line plays for Toronto. It looks like too here. Minnesota here. Parise's been scoring a lot. 4 goals in the past 5 at 6,100. I think he's in play. Let's see. I wanted to make sure I looked at that right. Yeah, Minnesota's power play is in play here as well. But I like staying with that top 6, I believe, here as well. I like that they moved Koivu up and separated him out from Stahl. I think Stahl has worked better with Zucker and Granlund. So it's just top 6 lines for me. I wouldn't do a 3-person stack in this particular game, at least from 3 forward perspective. I'd probably keep this simple to 2 people here. If you want to do Stahl Granlund, for instance, the shot production's there. They both get power play time, and they've both had multiple points over the past 5. That could be a play. Looking at it from the other side, I don't mind if you want to take Koivu and Parise, a little extra price savings, but still playing a Toronto team that's known to give up goals as well. Defensively, 5,000 Suter. I think Suter's back in play here, starting to see some production along with Spurgeon. Dumba still at 5,300, still produced 6 points in the last 5 games at 5,300. Still another play there. Goalie. Who did say is a Dubnyk? All right, yeah, Dubnyk. At 7,200, I think Dubnyk needs a look. I think he needs a look. You hope that maybe he gives up 3 goals, 35 shots, and gets the win. And I think that number right there would validate the 7,000 price tag. Because you don't want to play. I don't think you want to be paying 8,300 for a goalie tomorrow. So that's where I'm at here. Looking at Toronto here, I wouldn't pay much attention that they put Austin Matthews' line on the first line here. I think that's just a schematic kind of thing. They're probably still going to experience around the same ice time here. But certainly Matthews is back with Kapanen. Great numbers there. Yeah, I like Matthews paired up with Kapanen. I like Tavares paired up with Marner. Once again, I don't think you have any issues with a Minnesota team that takes that many penalties in a game. Sure, they are good on the penalty kill, 5th in the league. I still think this first power play unit is the place you're going. So Matthews at 79. Wouldn't mind Tavares at 7,000. Let's do this. Let's do Matthews with a combo of Mitch Marner and Nazem Kadri. That's 4,000, 6,800, and 7,900. Completely doable. Morgan Riley, 6,300. He's doable as well. As I was telling you earlier, even in that Tampa Bay power play unit stack, it can be done. I did the calculation and assumed an 8,000 price tag on a goalie. You would have to put in 3 more positions with an average of 3,500 price tag per player with those 3 left. You could do it. So, like I said, that could be the stack to go with, talking about that Tampa Bay line. But 3,500, you can find a lot of players. But I really think this is going to be a 1-goal high goals game here, kind of like a 4-3. Kind of like a 4-3, I'm feeling like. But I got an inkling Minnesota pulls out the win here. What do you think?
I like both sides of this game. I like on the Toronto side, it's a power play unit, top power play unit for me. That's exactly where all my attention will go. Certainly, top power play unit. I don't want Freddie Anderson in the net. I don't want Dubnyk in the net either. But I do want the top power play unit from Toronto. Minnesota side, I actually direct my attention more towards the top two lines as opposed to just the top power play unit. I like Parisi, Koivu, Niederreiter off top line. That's fine. But I really like the second line a little better with Jason Zucker, Eric Stahl, and Mikael Granlund. I think that's where I would go there. Defensively, I like Suter. He's good. Gets a lot of ice time, but Bergeron's a better play than Suter is. For 4,500. Dumba's a good play at 5,300 also. And like I said, no Dubnyk for me here. That's pretty much it. You can play both sides of this game. Really, I like the Toronto side, though, to be honest. Next game up on the slate, you're going to love my take on this one. St. Louis Blues heading into Arizona to take on the Arizona Coyotes. Coyotes are a minus 125 home favorite, 5.5 over under in this game, and I seen projected Johnson and Hill. What do you like here?
Take Hill for the shutout. Take Hill for the shutout again, boys and girls. And let's just to digress for a quick moment here, because my analysis of this game will be pretty quick. I just reviewed it because that Tom Wilson hit wasn't bad tonight. It really was not. If they suspend him at all, I think that they're just trying to use his name a little bit too much. What had happened? The guy was skating backwards. Sydney was skating backwards. Tom Wilson's heading towards the net, and it looked like his shoulder kind of just crushed his shoulder. And didn't look malicious at all there, unlike where Tom Wilson's hits completely look malicious. So I have to agree with Raiders fan there. I don't think it was a bad hit. And I actually would be surprised if the NHL took any further action. But for me here, I'm strictly going to say this might be where you get your price savings. Josh Archibald had a multi-goal the other game on this fourth line the same day that Lawson Krause had a goal. And this is fourth line. So the 2,500, 2,800, that might be your play. Let's take a look here if I can real fast on St. Louis. So St. Louis, third line. What do we got third line here? Let's see what prices they are. This third line wouldn't be a bad play. Christian Fischer, Brad Richards, and Michael Grabner. You got St. Louis allowing 7 goals and 6 goals respectively against second liners and third liners. But that's where I'm at. Like we said with Hill, got a shout out. He's got certainly some confidence. He's 3-0 and 3-0-0 in the past 5.958. Hill in play 7,400. Give me every bit of him. Defense are going over real fast to St. Louis side. I like Braden Shen, Fabry, and Perron. I like them even more now that they brought Perron back up to the second line and dropped down, which I think it was Samuel Blaze they dropped down. So second line, St. Louis. I'm not a big fan of the first line in this one tomorrow just because I think we're going to need the money elsewhere. So don't spend high dollars here, but I think this is the game where you're going to look for the price savings in this one, because there will be goals in this game, at least from the Arizona side. I'm not sure. I'm not done analyzing on the St. Louis side, but Hill might be in play.
You could take a look at Johnson. You could take a look at Hill. That's it. Don't waste your damn time on a 10-game slate playing St. Louis or Arizona. No. Next game on the slate. Chicago Blackhawks heading into Nashville, take on the Nashville Predators. Predators are a minus 225 home favorite, 5.5 over under in this game. And I know we got a little bit of fear here in Nashville because they let us down the other day. You go right back to the well here. What do you like here?
Sorry, our computer was being a little bit slow on me here, but dude, yeah, you're right. Nashville did let us down the other night, but let me tell you, our beloved NHL analyst the other day said it best. The Injury on Hockey saying, take every single forward you can against Chicago. They're letting up like it was like 8 goals the other day, 6 goals again. I think last game. Like they're letting them in from everywhere. I think they want to give Ottawa a run for their money here, but yeah, Chicago 14 goals past 2 games. So give me every bit of this Nashville team. First off, like you said, revenge. A little revenge action here from the shutout. Home ice. Nashville's 9-4. 4 point. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna take this first line. I'm gonna take Kevin Fiala. I'm gonna pair him with Philip Forsberg. That's my first line pairing. Hope they're on different power play units, but I'm okay with that. You know, could you do four people here? Could you do Forsberg? Could you do Fiala? Leave out Johansson, take Craig Smith, and pair him up with Yarncrook on that second line center? I think you can do that, and I wouldn't have an issue doing it. So Yarncrook with Fiala, and then you'd have Forsberg with Craig Smith. That's going to get you every bit of their power play, every bit of the first and second line. Oh, it's such a great price. Such a great price there. I mean, like you said, these guys are like, you know, some say they're still like near the best in the league. And they're the top guys are 7,000. Other than that, they're 45, 46, and 4,100. That's huge savings. You go down defensively at 6,700 Roman Yossi. Don't care. Play him. You got Ryan Ellis, 4,900. Don't care. Play him. You got Matthias Ekholm, 4,700. Don't care. Play him. You can just pick your choice of the litter of these 3 defensemen and go with it here. Obviously, Rene and play at 8,400. You know what? Since you got the savings on the forward and you want to just keep on trucking with the Nashville stack, you could do it. Looking at it, it's the Chicago team. I like Brandon Saad since he's joined this first power play. Or the first unit at 4,100. He's been a great play. Kane at 6,300. He's a good one-off play, still taking 19 shots, still getting some points over the past 5. Taves at 5,400, still a nice one-off play again. Other than that, like you said, I'm looking at these big dogs, and I'm only looking to maybe play one if I need. And this is just a last resort, like, hey, I got a little extra money. I don't have a stack play with it. I want to one-off someone. These guys will do it because they can still score. I mean, let's be honest. They're not getting shut out. They're scoring here. But it's hard to say I want to stack this team. Looking at it from the defense that happens to be 146 years old, it's just Forsling. I still like that Forsling at 3,700. It's really starting to play well. And Gustafsson. Forsling or Gustafsson from Chicago, they're a potential play if you need to. No, Crawford. I don't care you're 6,800 or not. No goalie for Chicago.
Here's my Chicago talk. None. It's just too big of a slate. Way too big of a slate to even think about playing. Listen, you get 10 games. Even if we're only playing the top two lines off of every team, it's 240 plays. There's no way in hell you should be touching Chicago, man. No way. Get the hell out of here. Nashville, all day. Forsberg, Johansson, Fiala, all three are playable. Youngkrok, Craig Smith, playable. Both of them as a pairing. Hartman, not so much off that second line, I don't think. Third line, I don't like to go down to third line, but you can't dispute what Bonino and Watson are both doing. So you might want to take a look there. Defensively, take your pick. It doesn't matter. I wouldn't play Hamas or Yannick Weber or Matt Irwin. But as far as Ekholm, Ellis, and Yossi, I'd play either one of them. And I think that Rene is in play, certainly. But with that being said, it's all Nashville, man. Goddamn, Chicago sucks. I'm not wasting my time there. Last game on the slate, and then we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna skip the video or the game tonight because we went so long. We'll give a quick rundown after this game of what we think and what we like, and then jump out of here. It is after midnight Eastern time on the East Coast. Vegas Golden Knights heading into Edmonton to take on the Edmonton Oilers. Fleury against Koskinen, and it should be Koskinen. Minus 105 visiting favorite for the Vegas Golden Knights. Edmonton, over under in 6 in this. Over under is 6 in this game. What do you like here?
Let's see here. Well, this is going to be an interesting because it's a late night game. I have some interest of maybe 2 or 3 guys from the game in total, but not a full on stack here, in my opinion here. Vegas, I'm still stuck on this second line. They got literally 11 goals total in 5 games among the 3 on the second line, and that's great price savings. I mean, Alex Tuck's the most at 6,300. So Pacioretty, Eakin, Alex Tuck, second line. If we were playing the game, that might be my diamond stack. These guys have figured something out, and it's great to see. Vegas comes since no one really lives in Vegas, since they mostly tour there, seems like. Well, I guess there is some, population there. Let's just be honest. Everyone that doesn't live in Vegas thinks no one lives there. They just go there for them. So you can't hate Vegas. So Vegas, fun team to watch. Second line for me, no big deal otherwise. Shea Theodore, I guess he would have had 3 assists before the 2 goals the other night. Shea Theodore, 4,700 could be a look. And I like Fleury. Look at Fleury, 5-0 in the last 5. Fleury at 7,600 definitely got me in play. Edmonton, let's be honest here. It's McDavid, still 8,000, high price tag, but he still looks the part. He's involved in a lot of their goals. I played Nugent Hopkins the other day at 5,900. He's starting to get some production there. I like Caggiula with Nugent Hopkins a little bit more, and I've always liked Draisaitl with McDavid. So if you want to play those guys, you can. I think everyone else is going to flock to different games. One thing to note, one play that you must put in your lineup because he's had big points the last 3 games. You open that DraftKings guide and you look this guy up. He's on fire. Oscar Klefbom, 5,800. 5 points in the last 5 games, 26 shots, 14 points. The guy's a machine, and he's ride the wave. And this ain't even a wave what he's doing anymore. This is a freaking tsunami. Ride the tsunami with him and put him in your lineup at 5,800. So that's what I'm doing here for sure. And hands down, the first guy I'm putting on probably every one of my DFS lineup smart is Oscar Klefbom because I'm riding that.
Hey, listen, man. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Pacioretty, Cody Eakin, Alex Took. Give me all three of them. And I like Nate Schmidt as well. And I also like Shea Theodore as well. Andre Fleury is in play. Don't know if I'll play him, but I think he's in play. Vegas, I think, is just I think it's just that second one. Pacioretty is on fire. Play him. Play him. Edmonton side, obviously, Connor McDavid. We all know about him. He's so amazing. He's not the highest. Wow, he's not the highest price forward on the slate. That would be, Mr. Patrick Laine. Higher price than Connor McDavid. So Draisaitl, Connor McDavid, Alex Chasen. I like him up there with him. Puljujarvi with Nugent Hopkins and Kagula. That's okay too. You could game stack this game. Oh, there's Mr. Lucic. Yeah, give me some Lucic at 2,600. I'll play him. No, I'm just kidding. I would never play him, dude. He sucks so bad. Oscar Klefbom, I agree with you, man. This cat is on fire. On fire. I think he's a must play in every cash game lineup tomorrow that you have. 5,800. I understand that it's expensive, but look at it: 2 goals, 3 assists, 26 shots, 14 blocks, 3 power play points, and 26 minutes ice time. Yeah, that's what I like. Oscar Klefbom for certain. And as far as Koskinen, nah. I think you take a shot on him in GPP, but I don't think you necessarily want to go there. I think there's better plays out there. We'll see, though. With that being said, Jared, what's your opinion on the slate? And then we can get out of here, man.
Opinion of the slate here, all Boston. The more I look at it, stay away from Rangers, Canadians. I just don't know. To me, that game could be depth scoring, and you get nowhere from it. Jets, Devils. I think I think Devils win that game, and I think Jets are going to be highly owned and highly disappointed. Blue Jackets, Islanders, goals from both sides. Play the top 6 on both in any fashion, even if you want to do one person here, 2 person there, combos on each side. Flyers, Penguins, like we said, it's all Penguins for most of us, but the little dabble on top of the Flyers. Lightning, Panthers. I don't know how to read this game. I'm probably not going to play it that much, but me, that's where Braden Point will get a hat trick. And Kucherov will assist on 2 and have a goal himself, and everyone and their mother will have played them, and I will lose. So keep that in mind. Florida, though, still that first line, big time. Toronto, Wild. I could see Wild winning that one 3-1, and Toronto being a letdown after the way they've been playing. Just keep that in mind. That's why I'm probably going to have very little interest in the Toronto side. Coyotes and Blues. Is anyone even going to know that game's on? Predators and Blackhawks. I think that this might be another trap game because we've said that the Blues weren't even going to play well and they had the lead for over half that game. I don't even know. They might have won. Oh, they did win. I just seen that. Colton Parayko, I think, won in overtime. So guess what's going to happen? Blackhawks are going to win tomorrow 2-1 over the Predators, and everyone's going to be screwed again. So keep that in mind because that's the way we've been saying, like, these 245 line favorites end up swinging the complete other way. So like I said, another keep away game for me. Vegas still highly in play, but I always take a look at Edmonton because usually it's the same guy scoring. And that, from a DFS perspective, if they only score 2 goals and happens to be the same 2 guys getting points, you'll take it.
Here's what I'm going to give you for my final thought. Here's my top 5 offenses: Columbus, Pittsburgh, in no particular order. Columbus, Pittsburgh, Tampa Bay, Toronto, and Nashville. That's all my offense. That's it. Those 5, that's where I'm at. I'll probably condense it down yet again to 3 teams if possible. That being said, it's been a long video. I hope everybody enjoyed it. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Share us. Join the league over on DraftKings there, DFS Quarry. Hope everybody had a good time tonight. Good luck tomorrow, and we'll see you back in again tomorrow night for another slate breakdown. Good luck to everyone.